You know, the other day I had someone in my office come to me and their energy was different. Their energy was negative. They didn't say it, but it was in their body language. It was in the way they approached me as I walked down the hall. I pop into my office weekly just to check on everything, check on my clients, check on my staff. And of course, when I hit the door, I'm hit with the list of things that need to be changed, the things that people are complaining about. I can't even sometimes get my thoughts together. And this particular day, this one employee came to me and her hands were in the air and she said, "I'm going to need that in writing." And I said, "I've always followed through on everything that I've said I was going to do. My word is my word. My yes means yes and my no means no. And if I tell you that something's going to happen, it's going to happen. And you can take that to the bank." Now, apparently that wasn't good enough for her because a week or two went by. Certain assignments that she had, I noticed the ball was dropping. I noticed that things weren't getting done the way they used to in a timely manner. And also, when I walked into the office, I can feel on the other side of the office a little gossiping going on. I want to talk to you today about being held hostage in your own company. Bosses, CEOs, directors, executive directors. Let's have a difficult conversation today. And I'm choosing the word hostage for a reason because it feels like you're being held hostage. Sometimes you get people that get into these positions and they hold the information hostage. They hold their position hostage. They almost feel as if they leave your company is gonna go down, or if they leave, that position will fail within your company. And sometimes they're so good at it, they make you start believing it to the point where you keep putting up with stuff. You keep allowing small things to happen. You keep allowing small conversations, and you keep allowing this negative energy that is subtle creep into your space. Well, in my spaces, doing community based work, our offices have to always be a space of positivity, a space of love. The energy needs to flow at a certain pace, and there is absolutely no room for negativity. I actually tell my staff, leave it. Check it at the door. If you come in here with it, you better close the door in your office. You better meditate and you got to get it together because our clients are going to feel it. It's an unspoken, unwritten conversation that people are having behind your back. And it gets to a point where, as the owner or a director or a decision maker within the company, you start feeling as if you're held hostage. They start asking you for things, raises when they don't deserve them yet. They start asking for things that they need around the office. They start reminding you of things that you said you were going to do. And then you start feeling like if you let this person go, you've done something wrong. That's what it looks like. It looks that way. It feels that way. And let me tell you another way you can identify this. If inside you're boiling because you notice it's happening and you're hot and you're mad, but you have to keep on your professional face, yep, then you're being held hostage. And let me tell you this, what I know for sure is how you got there. So, how you got there is you allow the person that works for you to do extra things that were not originally on their job description. And because you saw that they were good at something, you asked them to do that something, you asked them to do something else, and they started getting it done. And before you know it, they started to create stuff that wasn't quite there. But you, as the CEO and the visioneer of this, made your request and they started to make it happen. Well, once they made it happen without you saying anything, it's unwritten, unspoken, they started to feel inside that they actually created it themselves, did it themselves, had the idea themselves. And ultimately, they feel as if they own it. So, When they feel as if they own something, they feel that they have something now against you, something that they created, something they did within your company, and they begin to hold that one thing hostage. And then you ask them to do another thing and another thing. And no one is stopping to revisit the job descriptions, revisit the pay level. And don't get me wrong, some things just need to happen without you getting a raise, without you giving a raise. What ends up happening over time when you have someone that has started in your company from the beginning, you begin to grow. Your bottom line grows, your concepts grow, and if you're moving in the right direction, your company will begin to grow. It's called expansion. As you begin to expand, that person that started with you at the beginning often feels as if they're going to lose their position. They often feel as if they're going to begin to fall apart, or you'll bring new people in, or their role will change. And then they become controlling over the things that they've created. And they begin to make you feel as if you are being held hostage. And this creates a gossip, negative, energetic flow subtly within your office. And let me tell you something, you don't want that to happen. Now, I know because I've been there, I've dealt with it more than once. And here's what it is, I want to talk to you about this. If you can identify with anything that we're talking about right here, the next piece that I'm getting ready to talk to you about is going to have you feeling as if you do still have some control. One of the things I want to tell you that I had to do is I had to actually stop and look at, where was I responsible? Oh yeah, I said it. Difficult conversations. Where was I responsible? Because I know right now you're looking like, what? No, they didn't. If you've ever been in this position, you've had this role, you're on my side, right? You're over here with me and you're like, yeah, let's get them. Let's let them go. Let's talk to them about it. But I want to stop you for a moment. We got to boss up. And bossing up means we got to look at ourselves. See, and that scenario I gave you and what I've done in the past is I have gotten overexcited about someone, and I saw something in them and I pushed them and I pushed them, but I never formally made it into a job description. And many of you talking to me right now probably are looking at your company. I want you to go back and do an eval and look at the people that are working with you and look at the areas that you've asked them to go outside their scope from the time that you originally hired them. And I want you to pay attention to the fact that you have not sat down and had a formal conversation about making that their responsibility. They're just doing it based on them liking you. That's that gray zone. And that causes a hostile, hostage type of an environment when you begin to grow. You want to stay away from that. So, what I need for you to do is, if you are listening right now, we're talking about it and you're like, yep, ouch, that was difficult. I want you to go one step deeper. Look at the areas that you know you need to pull up as a boss. Pull up. What system do you have in place inside of your company that helps you when you begin to hand people things that they have to create? Do you have a non-disclosure? Do you have something that they've signed within your company that says, hey, when I'm on the clock and I'm working for you, anything that I create belongs to this company if I ever walk away? These are the difficult boss conversations, ownership conversations that many of us are not having, but we have them right here. This is the place to come and talk about this stuff. I'm interested to hear from some of you on some of the things that you've experienced with being held hostage. So, what do we do about it? If you've just now heard, you identified everything I've said, you go, yep, I've done that. And then you said, oh, wow, it was my fault. Oh, wow, I had something to do with this. Oh, wow, it's not all just the people that work for me. If that's you right now, I got some good news. I know it's difficult, and you probably did it, but how do you come out of it? That's the question. So, you know what I mean? This is the conversation we need to have. How do you come out of it? Number one, I want you to recognize how you showed up as the leader. What did you ask that person to do? What systems don't you have in place? What training have you not given that person? And then, more importantly, what conversation and documentation have you not had with that person? Let's go back to the drawing board. You have to have things in their job descriptions. You have to have clear conversations. It's okay to make it up in the moment, but you still need to remember you have to come back and cover yourself. Once you have done that, you need to reset the relationship. Fall on the sword. Hey, you know what? When we first started, we were here. The company is expanding now. I saw great things in you, still see great things in you. And there is some energy that I'm feeling and some tension that I'm feeling that we're not talking about. And I believe in order for this company to continue to thrive, and most importantly, for you to continue to thrive and for you to continue to grow, we're going to have to reset this relationship. I didn't say fire. I didn't say get rid of them. I didn't say that. I said reset the relationship. I know we're talking about some difficult things here, and I know you're probably saying, ouch. Yep. As a boss, sometimes we have created hostile and hostage situations. The good news is they don't get to hold you hostage. You can do something about it.